Welcome back, everyone. So here we're going to work on the best method of determining swing, which is swing points that they are protected. So valid high, valid low, they could be protected valid high and protected valid low. But there's something that I need to mention here. If you are watching this one, you need to just contact me on Discord or Telegram, and you have to just get your practices on there. I will send it to you, and you need to work on them. Before even doing this exercise, you need to work on GAN way of determining the swing later. The second set of the questions are, practices and drills are related to this one, which is valid protected high and valid protected low. So far, you need to just work on valid GAN swing. So you need to learn about how the order flow of the market is. Now, here, let's go and start determining valid swing and valid high and valid low, and also valid protected high and valid protected low. So, okay, if we are going through, let's start from here. So we have this leg coming down, and we have this last closing candle, because close of this candle is lower than the low of the previous candle. So we consider this one, the first condition is met. So we need to just close of the candle above the high of the candle. So we also have it here. If I move these lines there, okay, this is our candle, last down closing candle. So here we have valid low already. Let me type valid low here, valid low. So before we have valid protected low, we need to have valid low conditions met. Later, now we have this candle, which is up closing candle. And we have this low of this up closing candle is taken by bearish candle, close of the bearish candle. So this is our valid high so far. Okay, so if we take this one and make it high, becomes valid high so far. And now we also have this one. This one, when we have the close of the candle, the low of this valid low candle, we have, it turns out to be what? Valid protected high. Sorry, right, protected low. Okay, like this. If we want to just define the direction of the market here, it's going to be, sorry, let me go from here to there. So far, we have this movement. So we still, until we don't have these candles, we're just thinking about having a bearish movement, a downtrend. But here, our bias has changed to up movement, because I have this bullish candle, last closing bullish candle, is taken by another bullish candle's close, and its low has already been has taken. So this becomes our valid protected low. So our bias will change to upturn. So here, still our bias is upturn until we have last up closing candle here. Okay. We also had this one. This one was valid low. I forgot to mention this one. So let me move it here. Copy that. And this one still is valid low, not valid protected low, because we don't have any break of it down. So now it was valid protected high because this one was taken. The low of this candle was taken. So this area from here to there. Okay, let me change it to 1 minute. Okay. So this movement here, this is valid protected high, valid swing. Okay, whenever we have this break. So we need a valid protected low to form valid protected high, and vice versa. Here we have valid low, and this one is valid protected high. Now here we have a flip of our idea. Okay, whenever we have this break here, and the lowest point which was met was this. So this is the flip toward up. Now again, here we have valid protected, not protected yet. This is valid high. Okay. Why is it valid high? Because the low of this candle is taken by the close of this one. And it is also have up closing candle. Okay. The close of this candle is higher than high of the previous candle. Now again here, we also have valid low, which is the lowest point. As it is here, the valid low is valid high is here, although we have this last closing candle, but our valid low is this candle, which is the bearish candle. And also here, our valid low is this candle after the previous one, because this one has taken this one's low, but this is the one which defines our turning point. One before the last one in this valley. Okay. Okay. Whenever we have the close here, as you saw it on the PowerPoint, so this is the part that defines this valid low, confirms this valid low. So now if this one breaks up or this one breaks down, either of this one will be protected. Okay, we'll create a protected valid high or valid low. Let's see which one happens, that you can see it here. This happens, so this becomes valid protected low. Why? Because we have this pullback, valid pullback. here confirm that the buyers are strong enough to have capitals, not only taking the stop losses here, but also maintaining the price about there. Okay, but this turns out to become a valid pullback, and valid protected low. So if we continue this like this, so we have the last candle, which is similar to this one, valid high, and the low of this candle is taken here. So we have valid high, it is not protected yet, and later we still have this one. Sometimes we have some of these inner valid high and lows. Okay, if the range is too much, you can consider them interior valid high and lows. But in reality, if you want to have a rigid idea, we're just working on these ones. Okay, as far as we have valid protected valid low or valid protected low, so we're just looking for, after any valid high, we're looking for a valid low. After any valid low, we're looking for valid high. But now after valid high, we're looking valid low here. So now we're looking for any down closing candle, okay, which is high was taken. Now let's go and consider this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, let's analyze it. We have the first condition, down closing candle, but high of this candle is not taken by close, so we cannot consider this valid low. Okay, another last down closing candle is this one here. But unfortunately, again, the high of this candle is not taken by close of this candle. So we have to just continue searching for our last closing candle. None of them are considered last closing candle because none of them has the closing lower than the low of the previous candle. So the last one is this one, okay, here, and it is last down closing candle. And also the high of this candle is taken by this green candle. So that's why when we want to just draw our lines, path, it starts from here to there and it will continue like this. So far, we are here. Now it's going to move. Let's just define this one. Okay. Here also it is taken. Now this one is considered valid, but the point is that we have another valid high and low. So that's why we don't consider this one anymore. So now these are the conditions I have written here. Let's just continue till this part is over. Let me erase this one so to not have confusion. Okay, now this is our last closing candle. Then we have this candle's low is taken by close of this candle. Okay, this is our last, okay, valid high, and this one was valid low. And whenever we have this valid high leading to break up valid low, this turns out to be valid, this turns out to be valid protected high. Why? Because we can draw this line like this. Okay. This rectangle, this is confirmed here that the sellers are strong enough to keep the market down, and they don't have enough energy. The buyers they don't usually have enough energy to go and take out this protected high, this valid high. That's why we call this valid protected high. So if we wanted to just consider this one, if we see here, not only it is taken, it is interior valid pullback, and here we also have a valid protected low here, but here it is taken after a long battle. It is confirmed here, and it is taken here. As you see, it is taken here. So the ideas of buyers and sellers here flips to the downside. Okay, we can just, after breaking of this one, we can have this big one, okay, this big movement as our here from here to there. They had the idea of upturn movement, but this movement, although we have some small setbacks and some pullbacks inside, none of them were valid, or except this one, made the change of direction. Okay, for example, here we have the flip of the market, flip of the idea. Now from here to there, from here to there, we didn't have any flip of idea unless we experienced it here in this candle, bearish candle. Okay, but now from now on, we're looking for bearish pullbacks. Okay, bearish scenarios. Okay, now again here, last down closing candle. This one, yes, it is confirmed and it became valid low for us. Okay, and this one is almost last up closing candle, or this one or this one. You can just consider either of them. So now again, let's just consider this. Not a big deal, this one or that one. So we will have valid high here. If whenever the valid low is taken by a movement which is coming from valid high, this valid high turns out to be a protected valid high. And you can do this to see valid turning point. Okay, now this one is protected. You can rely on this, that you can put your stop here. And you can think that, okay, 70% of the time or more, the price that is driving from this valid high cannot take it back easily. Okay, that's a safe place to put your stop loss. So I hope this explanation was clear enough for you. So I'm looking forward to see your messages, and I will send you the exercises, and I will check them back and send it back to you. And if you want to just here, I forgot to just put the pass. It's gonna be like this. Yeah, it continues. Yeah, by looking for valid protected high and low and valid high and lows, we are going to define our direction, which is very neat, as you see here, which is very different from Ganway. If we wanted to just use Ganway, Ganway is showing this order flow, for example, from here to there, inside this. So you could go to the lower time frame to hunt these moments. If you go to the lower time frame, you could find valid protected high and low inside this Ganways, actually counting the legs and swings. So which is different, and you will see in the future videos that we're gonna utilize the same system. Sometimes they're overlapping, like this part which is done, but most of the time they're not overlapping. Here, as you see this, so this is the GAN way of counting, and this is the order flow nested inside this protected high and low. If I want to change the color, let me make it red, which is really visible here. You can see the order flow and the volatility inside this valid pullback. So whenever we have these two are aligned, our bias is toward the same direction. So it is a little bit ahead of, I'm a little bit ahead of the myself. So let's just stick to this practices. So you have to be a little patient, and you have to find a lot of gas swing and the protected high and lows and light high and lows. So before taking any live trades. So see you in the other video, and I'm hoping to see your practices. And there is on the chart that I will send you, and I will expect you to just find the same part, the same places on the chart, and draw these swings and everything on that. Later you can compare these two together, and you will report that whatever you have learned. You can type it, you can just record a video, or you can just send me a voice message so that I can check whatever you have learned. Thank you for your time.